Welcome to On the Rise. I'm your host, Mike Feinberg. With me, as always, are Armando Gonzalez and Gerardo Ramos. How you guys doing?
Good.
Awesome, man. Awesome. How about yourself? Still in quarantine, huh?
Still in quarantine, still hiding here in the room in the house, and doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon.
You got your Lysol spray bottle next to you or what?
That's it. Lysol wipes, spray, everything. Just like you say all the time. I got a little bubble. I'm going to go hide in that and roll down the street with it in a minute.
Crazy times, man. Crazy times.
So today, our special guest, he's a well-known veteran Muay Thai fighter and champion kickboxer. And if that wasn't enough, he's now ranked in the top 10 as a professional heavyweight boxer with an undefeated professional record of 14-0, 13 of those wins coming by knockout. His last fight was a second-round knockout against a formidable opponent back in August. He's known by the nickname King of the Ring. And please welcome to the show, Tyrone Spong. Hey, Tyrone, what's up, brother?
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me, man.
What's going on?
Just relaxing right now. Everybody's on lockdown, quarantine, making the best of it.
It looks like you're at an island or something, bro. You need your coconut.
I know. I mean, everybody that knows me knows that I'm an animal lover, outdoor person. So I try to make my own jungle at home.
Where's the coconut?
Oh, I got plenty of coconuts, bro. I got coconut, all different types of fruit trees, vegetables, you name it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And the chicken.
I hear the rooster in the background. There it is.
And the chicken.
So Tyrone, I know you were born in Suriname and you're a Netherlands national, and now you make your home down here in South Florida. And we want the fans that are watching this to get to know a little bit more about you and how you got started with fighting. So if you could share with us how it all began, where you grew up, and how it materialized into what it is today.
So basically, I was born in Suriname, South America, and at a young age of 5, almost 6 years old, we moved to Amsterdam, the Netherlands. We all know that story. My mom wanted to provide me with a better chance, a better future. So at that time, she made the decision to move to the Netherlands. And for a little kid, 5 years old, you don't understand. Your mom tells you, "Oh, we're moving to the Netherlands," and I didn't think much of it. But what's that?
You just go.
Yeah. So one another day, I was suddenly heading to the airport, and I felt like I was ripped away out of my comfort zone, out of Suriname, my environment. So, in Suriname, I was always outdoors. I was always on the yard playing with our dogs, chickens, stuff like that. And I missed that a lot because suddenly you're on the 3rd floor in a small apartment somewhere in the cold. So it was kind of traumatic experience to me, believe it or not, because everything that I loved was taken away from me. And then I grew up in Amsterdam in a neighborhood called the Belmer. Yeah. So that's pretty much the roughest place in Amsterdam. And I grew up, a lot on the streets because I didn't like being in a small apartment constantly. And at the age of 13, I was just in high school, middle school. I walked past a gym one day, and I saw one of my friends from school on a bike going into the gym, and I asked him like, "Hey, where you going?" And he said, "Oh, I'm gonna go kickbox." So I went in with him. And that's the first time that I actually saw kickboxing in training. I saw the guys kicking the heavy bag and kicking the pads and training. And I was like, yo, I could do this, man. And, thought because I was fighting a lot in the neighborhood, on the street. So I thought I was a little tough guy, and I ran home, grabbed some shorts, and I went to the gym and I started training. And I was actually doing pretty good. I was right away. I started sparring with some guys there,
You
and
just fell in love with it.
yeah, but I was like roughing some of the beginner guys up, and the coach saw that, and he was like, "Yo, wait up." So he called a very talented fighter, Tariq El Idrisi, and he whooped my ass bad, like bad. That was the first time that I got a body shot in my life, and I dropped to
Those
the
hurt.
floor, and man, I couldn't take it. So I was trying to get this guy back, trying to whoop his ass, and which was not gonna happen because he was already like a national champion at that time. And I kept coming back every day because I wanted to get better. And I guess after a week of training, I kept asking my coach, "Yo, I want to fight. Can you get me a fight?" Just after a week, and he was just laughing, like this little boy thinks he can fight. So the coach said,
Hungry.
"Yeah, hungry." And the coach was like, "Just keep coming back. We'll see." Basically, trying to see if I really wanted it. And I kept going back. And after a year of not missing training for any days, he got me a fight, and I won by knockout. I remember I won by knockout in the first round, real quick. And I got in the car with him because he took me to the fight. And I got in the car and I looked at him and I was like, "Coach, I want a hard fight, man. I want a hard fight. This was easy." And he started laughing. He was like, "Oh, don't you worry. You'll get plenty of hard fights in the future.
You'll get there for sure."
Yeah. So after I won all my fights, and that same year I became a youth national champion. And at 16, I became youth Benelux champion, and I kept winning. I went professional when I was 18. And that same year, I had a lot of fights, man. In a year, I think I had 11 or 12 fights in a year. And I became world champion that same year at the age of 18. And that's how it all started, man. I became a hometown favorite, and I started traveling internationally for my fights, and basically saw the whole world because of my fights.
It's a great story, man. That's awesome.
How long did you live in the Netherlands for?
I lived there for 20 years.
Have you been to Nijmegen?
Nijmegen, yeah. I've been I fought all over, man. All of Europe, and traveled the whole Netherlands, and I still have a bunch of family there as well that's living there. My mom, my sisters, my aunts, uncles, nieces, cousins, everything. Big part is still in Amsterdam or in the Netherlands.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I brought up the Nijmegen because I had the chance to participate in the 4-day march that they have over there, that they have every year. Did you get a chance to do that?
No, I never did that kind of stuff, man.
There's still time, man. Maybe one day. But thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tyrone, first of all, does your rooster realize that it's 3:00 in the afternoon?
These guys
in the morning.
These guys got no time. I got a bunch of them. I got a bunch of roosters, chickens, peacocks, turkeys, goats, sheep, dogs, iguanas, bunnies, birds.
All kinds of shit.
It goes on. Yeah, I got a small farm.
That's something. So,
That's awesome.
it seems like you've been able to master it all. Muay Thai, boxing, now professional boxing. And can you tell everybody what it takes, the kind of training and determination you have to do to fight and perform at that level and to find so much success in all that you do?
You gotta have fun. You gotta have fun. In the beginning, I did it just to be the best, just to get better, just to evolve, and I really enjoy training. I still do. And it takes a lot of sacrifice, dedication, and ultimately it takes a lot of hard work, self-belief, and don't take no for an answer. Like I was this little skinny kid, man, growing up, and I never thought it would be possible for myself to be a professional. I just took it step by step. I first I want to become national champion. Once I became national champion, I said to myself, "Yo, now I want to win the European Championship." I did that, and then the next step was the World Championship for me, and just self-belief, a lot of hard work, and ignore the naysayers. You'll encounter a lot of people that will tell you, "Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that," but most of the times it's more of their lack of self-belief, and they try to discourage you. But if you put something in your mind, you got to believe you can achieve it, and you got to just work. You got to be willing to work for it. And what I see nowadays is the fight game has become way more popular, and a lot of people just do it for a payday, just to make money, or just for the fame. You have a lot of social media fighters now, like they like to post about it, they like to do, but there's another side of the medal, and that side is, like I said, you're gonna miss parties, you're gonna miss birthdays, you're gonna miss Christmas, Thanksgiving. You gotta give up good drinks, alcohol. You gotta be dieting. You gotta be willing to sacrifice. Yeah, you gotta be willing to sacrifice all those things in order to achieve your goals.
Absolutely.
So back in August of 2018, I was literally standing right against the ropes when you fought Santander Salgado at the convention center in West Palm, and I felt that knockout was about to come. So I grabbed my iPhone, picked it up, and ran with it. And I know I was telling the guys about that. I shared that video with them. I can't remember if I shared it with you, that after party that we all attended after that fight. I kind of feel like I showed it to you on my phone. I can't remember if I did.
I don't know. I forgot. Probably, you're in a bus right after a fight, so it might have slipped my mind. But if I see it, I'll remember it for sure.
And I'm sure a bunch of people come at you. Like, we came at you with all the cameras and stuff, man.
Yeah,
right before the fight,
a lot of interviews, pictures, a lot of fans that want to take pictures, which I'm grateful for. But that makes that you can't always remember everything.
Can't always remember.
Let you see it, yeah.
Well,
we were actually, we actually caught it on camera. So Mike's got it on camera. Gerardo got some stuff on camera.
Yeah.
So we were lucky enough to get that stuff.
Yeah. That was a good knockout against a good opponent. He's a decent guy, big amateur background, and won some championship fights. So it was definitely an impressive win to make it in that order. To knock a guy out like that quick was a good win.
So you made a statement that night, as well as other statements in several other nights as well, and then you got the nod for a big fight against the undefeated, undisputed cruiserweight champ of the world, Alexander Usyk, who was stepping up to get his heavyweight debut. And unfortunately, I know that fight didn't come to fruition; it never happened. But I do know that you just came off another amazing knockout, another phenomenal knockout this past August, a second-round knockout. I know things are stalling out right now with everybody, every card, and every promotional company, but have you been in talks at all, at least tentatively, about what might be next for you, where you'll fight, when, or who?
Well, I had a fight lined up overseas, but, as we all know, this pandemic hit, and everything is postponed now. But things will be in order as soon as we get cleared of this health issue, and it's safe for us to travel again. So as soon as that is cleared, I'm ready. I'm staying fit. I trained this morning for myself, just to keep my conditioning and my skill set a little, sharp and up there, so that I'm not behind. Once we get cleared, I could step right in.
You ready for Deontay Wilder, man?
Ready. I'm ready for whoever. Like, I'm an old school type of guy, and I don't avoid any fights, because in the end, you'll have to fight anyone at any time. Of course, there's some systematic planning that you have to do in order to guide your career the right way, but that's up to my amazing manager, Marcos Gonzalez, and my promoter,
Marcus, yeah.
yeah, Andy Perez and Lily Perez. So I leave that up to them. I have an amazing coach who makes sure that I'm always fit and in shape. So whatever comes, brother.
Right. So you are a top 10 heavyweight. I believe all 4 sanctioning bodies are in agreement with that. And I know you're looking for that belt at some point. Who would you like to see yourself in the ring with to vie for that belt? I mean, do you feel you could tame a Tyson Fury or take out an Anthony Joshua? I mean, who do you see as that opponent belt?
Actually, I was in camp with Anthony Joshua for his rematch against
Ruiz. Andy Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz. So I got to spar with him many rounds and work with him. Then you have Tyson Fury, who's an absolute difficult heavyweight, because most heavyweights that are that big can't really move. They're pretty robotic and stiff, but he has good footwork and he can box. He's a very intelligent boxer. Then you got Deontay Wilder, who's not as technical as Tyson Fury, but he has his own specialties and he can box. People think that he's just a brawler, but that's not true. You can't be just a brawler and have that much success, and he just knows how to take people out. But I would like to get the championships belts, and those are in the hands of Joshua and Fury at the moment. So I'll fight whoever. To be honest, one of these big names, they're all welcome, and I want all those fights.
That's the thing. Right now, I can't remember in my lifetime the heavyweight division being this wide open. I mean, I could sit here and run off a list of about 15 guys right now that could all be sitting there holding a belt by the end of the year. There's so many great fighters in that division right now.
The heavyweight scene is booming at the moment, and like you said, in any given day, those belts could swap hands, man. It's just it's just up there now, and in the heavyweight division, all it takes is one good punch and it's over.
Well, don't forget about us when it lands on your hands, man.
Oh no, I won't. I won't for sure. I always remember where I come from and who the people were that supported me.
Nice.
So I'd heard a story of something else that happened last year. So apparently you had a pet that you kept in your home that wasn't exactly certified and legal to have. And my understanding is it got out, kind of scared the shit out of a few of your neighbors. And could you share with us a little bit about what happened there?
Hey, that's what they say. That's what they say, but no hablo English. I wasn't.
What are you talking about?
I wasn't here when it happened. So how can they say it was me? That I had a panther here or whatever. I mean, if you want to know more, call my lawyer.
Yeah, right.
That's great. So, hey, I want to see if the other guys have some questions as well. Armando, do you have anything else you want to ask Tyrone?
Well, yeah, I got a few things, man. I know that you have a little bit of an MMA background, and you had a few MMA fights, wins, of course. What are your thoughts about getting back in MMA, man?
Well, here's the thing with me. I'm in a luxury position as far as my skill set that I could do either or discipline. I could do kickboxing, I could do MMA, and you know, I proved that I could be a top heavyweight boxer as well. So you know, in this stage of my career, it all depends. You know, I'm a prize fighter. I like to say that I've
Who's got
said
the
it
bigger bag?
I said it many times in the past that, you know, I'm a prize fighter. This is the way that I provide for my family and my kids. And if they give me an offer that I can't refuse, you know, I don't mind doing it. I don't mind taking it. You know, and it's different than just, you know, when McGregor fought Mayweather for a ridiculous amount, and you can't blame him. But I'm a certified, you know, I'm a certified contender and fighter in all those disciplines because I proved myself in all of them.
Right.
You know, McGregor had one fight, not even a fight. His first boxing fight was against Floyd.
Yeah.
So, you know, I did everything the hard way. Nothing was given. Everything was earned.
Right, right. And you hang, you know, some of your best friends, I believe, were, you know, Rashad Evans, Rumble Johnson. You know, how were they able to influence you in the MMA world? Because you guys, you know, you were part of the Balckzillians team.
Oh well, I mean, obviously you're calling out a few big names there and legends in the sport, and I had the privilege of training with them, learning from them in that sense, that in the sense of learning a different discipline in MMA. And obviously it was a great experience. We had an amazing time. I think we did a hell of a job creating one of the best teams in the world, you know, with the Balckzillians. And thanks to my guy, Glenn Robinson, who started it out, and may he rest in peace. And you know, we had an amazing time. So I learned a lot from them, being able to train with former champions and contenders in that discipline and doing so well. And that's why I started competing in MMA, because I saw what I was capable of.
Yeah, how was that run? That I mean, we've actually talked to a couple of the guys that were on that Ultimate Fighting show when the Balckzillians versus the top team. We've had Sabah Humasi on, we've had Haider Hassan on, and we've had a few of those top team guys. How was it, you know, sharing that screen and sharing that? I mean, because it's historical, you know, the American top team and the Balckzillians feud. How was it, you know, living in the house with those guys? You know, explain to us your experience with that.
It was a great experience. I think it's a historical moment, also in the UFC's history of Ultimate Fighter show, because this was the only show they did that was really gym versus team. And I mean, it was amazing. We ultimately won the battle, with Kamaru Usman winning the whole thing then. And look at it, it proved to be the right way, because he's the current champion now. So it was a good experience. You know, I shared a lot of my knowledge with the guys. We had some ups and downs.
A lot of ups and downs.
Yeah, and you know, I had some great TV moments, and did a lot of you know, Inside MMA or whatever the show on Fox was called. So it was amazing experience. Yeah.
My favorite one was the whole sauna scene.
And that shit went viral for many. People still talk about it. I mean, it was just at that current moment, I had to do something, you know, and a lot of people just talk, but when it comes down to it, I mean, I took action, and it made me maybe look a certain way. But if you understand the history of it, then you'll know that I was right. You know, look, it's team versus team, and in the end, we need to win. And one of their guys didn't make weight, and We had some back and forth trash talking, and I was like, hold up, if you're trash talking and talking shit, why the hell are we gonna allow you to use our sauna? And in that order, we're helping you make weight while you have to battle
Right.
us. I'm not gonna allow that. So get the hell
Right,
out of
right,
my
right.
sauna. And we
That
gotta
was
fight.
that was great.
We gotta fight in a few hours. So get the hell out and go run, do
A
something.
war's a war, man.
Yeah,
You're not
war
gonna
is
hand
war.
them guns. Hey, we're out of grenades. Can I borrow some?
Nah, that's not how it works.
That was an awesome scene, man. Like you said, it went viral everywhere. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he just stood in front of the sauna. And he says, "Well, you're not using this sauna," and that was it. You see this big ass fucking dude standing in front of the sauna, man.
Yeah.
That was great, man.
Yeah.
How did it feel like being sharing a house like that, with guys, obviously you're in a war and you guys are trying to be, the best of the best, and you guys, and both teams are like right there sharing the kitchen, sharing the bedrooms,
I
How
mean,
was that?
I wasn't staying there full time because I
Okay.
was one of the coaches, but I didn't stay there full time. The fighters obviously had to go through that whole experience, staying there full time and everything. I just
Right.
came to help, work out the guys in the workout room, come there for moral support, help them make weight. But
And they needed a big guy like Conan. You were
yeah,
the next big thing, bro.
but in the end, I have a good relationship with a bunch of guys that were from the opposite team. Like I know Sabah, I know Haider Hassan. He's a great guy, very respectful guy.
Right. He's a great person, man.
Yeah, he's
And I'm sure a
really
lot of
good
that was
human.
for the cameras, just to make the show look,
Nah, it's like an household. You get into fights with your spouse, you get into fight with your kids, you get into fight with your brother and sister. I
right.
mean, that's with your that's just that's life. So that was just at that moment that we're competing. Even in the gym, I had wars with people that are very dear to me. Like I had wars with Rashad, I had wars with Anthony Rumble, I had wars with all those guys because we're competing, and that's the nature of the beast. When you're in competition, then things like that happen, and it's no hard feelings, no bad blood. But hey, if it's a competition, I need to win.
Did you ever deal, I know you had a couple dealings with Dana, on getting you on,
Yeah.
Were you ever offered any type of fight with the UFC?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, me and Dana spoke a lot of times, and I was offered a few fights as well, some contracts. And Dana thinks I'm crazy because I always speak my mind. But I must say I respect Dana White a lot. He's a guy that has a vision. He ran with it, and look at the success that he achieved now. He has the balls to do it. But it never came to fruition. But
To fruition, right?
you never know. You never know. But the thing was that I was a multidiscipline athlete back then. Now I'm just focusing on boxing, and at that time I wouldn't be allowed to do any other fights than just in the UFC, and that was something that always has been an obstruction in the negotiations.
Right,
So,
right.
so Tyrone, I'm going to ask you one more question. I know we're running short on time, but I want to ask you this boxing question. So, 2 fights were supposed to be set up for this summer, vying for the belts. I just want to get your take on it. So, you got that trilogy fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, and I want to know first with that one, what do you think is going to happen in that third fight?
Now coronavirus might be a blessing in the sky for Deontay Wilder because this gives him some time to work on certain things. I think that if they fought right away, that the outcome would be the same. I must confess that the first time around, or actually for the rematch, I thought that Tyson Fury would take it on points, not as impressive as he did. So he surprised me with that. And you know, you have a lot of people that talk shit on the internet, keyboard warriors, you know, like talking like, oh, Deontay is a bum or this and that. That's not true. He became champion and he was undefeated for a reason. I just think that Tyson Fury is his kryptonite. You know, he's that dude that could make him look like that because, like I said in the beginning of the interview, he's a big guy that knows how to use his legs and he can box. He's a very technical boxer, and
Fast too.
yeah, very, very, very technical. And obviously, he has some power too, because look what he did. So, I mean, there has to be some drastical changes in Deontay Wilder's style and approach of the fight if he wants to end this fight successfully in the trilogy fight.
So your guess would be, let's say this fight gets pushed off and maybe the fall they have that match. What would be your guess for that outcome?
Better. It would be better for Wilder. It would be better for Wilder. You know, that gives him time to work on some stuff like the fundamentals.
So you think Wilder would take it?
No, I didn't say that.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm just wondering.
Give him some better opportunities, better possibilities in the trilogy. But honestly, how can you go against Fury after he displayed what he did in the rematch?
So your thought is then you think Fury would take that third fight? Do you think he would do it by decision or knockout, or how do you think it's going to go?
Man, it's hard in the heavyweight scene. All it takes is one punch. You can never count a guy like Deontay Wilder out because he has that power. You know,
power, right? And all it takes is that one little snippet of the chin, and you're out.
And he proved it. He dropped Fury twice in the first fight.
Yeah.
But if I have to pick to be safe, I would say definitely Fury by decision. And man, it's a hard fight, but I think that Fury will win.
All right. Now I know we're only down to one more minute, but I have to ask you this other one, which was more important to me. The other fight that's being overshadowed is Anthony Joshua and Kubrat Pulev. And many people don't know much about Pulev, but if you ask me, Pulev's winning that fight. I don't care how much of an underdog he is. But what's your take on that?
Nah, I think that I agree. Pulev is a very dangerous fighter. Only lost to Klitschko, but I think that Anthony Joshua is a student of the game. He will do what's necessary to be victorious, and I think that he will win the fight by decision and possibly by knockout.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that one more than the other.
You want to bet? He's confident that it's gonna be Pulev. So,
my thought behind it is, okay, I know Pulev isn't as quick. You know, Anthony Joshua's got the slick moves. You know, he's got that. I think he finally found his reach in that last fight with his rematch with Ruiz. But you know what? Pulev is that bulldog mentality. You think Ruiz was a tough come-ahead fighter. Pulev is twice that. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's got a longer reach. He's got a lot more experience. I just think that if Ruiz was kind of the kryptonite to Joshua, then Pulev is more so.
Klitschko had that as well. And remember how that fight went with Joshua and Klitschko. I mean, you know, there's no mathematics for fighting, but I just think that Joshua has youth on his side, and he knows what's necessary to be victorious. I think he will do everything. He's a very professional, a gentleman, a good ambassador for the sport. I think he will take it.
Okay. Yeah, I will bet you on that, by the way.
Okay. We'll set up the bet, man. I'll put my.
Yeah, I was just saying my whole opinion about that was that, look, I know Joshua's slicker, he's quicker, he's got that ability, but can he pull it off against that bulldog of Pulev? People underestimate Pulev a lot, and he had his opportunities too, and he had that suspension last year, and I think had that not happened, he would have already been in position, had that belt.
Correct.
So curious to see how that fight goes.
Well, how much is the bet, man?
Oh well.
You should set it up.
I think if we were keeping it tame, I would just say what we need to do is after that fight happens, we need to get back on, do a call like this again. And if I'm wrong, I'm going to tell you, Tyrone, you're the man. You were right. I was wrong.
I owe you a beer.
And I think it's got to go both ways. If that's
all right. I'm never too proud to admit when I'm wrong.
And I'm just saying, I'm coming in. He's probably like a 20-1 underdog or something like that by the time to put that fight on. I'm just saying, if ever I've seen an underdog that has a real chance of taking home a belt, that's coming right now with that fight.
Yeah, I agree. It's a dangerous. Like I said, in heavyweight boxing, everything could go either way. But I put my money on Joshua.
Nice. And most people will. That's why.
Yeah.
I'm that underdog. But it would be interesting. It's a fight that I'm really interested in seeing.
Yeah, me too.
So again, Tyrone, thanks a lot for your time. I'm glad we got to know a little bit more about you today. If you want to go ahead and just tell us how they follow you on social media.
At Tyrone _Spong on Instagram and on Twitter.
Perfect. Tyrone, we appreciate your time. Pleasure having you on the show. Best of luck to you on your next fight into the future. Looking forward to seeing you fight for that title yourself. Again, please come out as our guest on our next show. We'd love to have you over there.
Always a pleasure. I always like supporting local shows and local talent. So whenever the show's on, call me in.
What did you think about our last that one show that you came to?
I liked it, man. I liked it. We had good, entertaining fights. I was on the edge of my seat multiple times that night.
Nice.
So it was a successful show. I enjoyed it.
Awesome. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for your support, man. And like I said, man, you'll definitely open doors for you, man. Anytime you want to come to one of our shows, I got you, brother.
I appreciate it, man. See you guys soon. Thank you for
Thank you, man. Thank you for your support.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Soon.
Bye.
So this has been the latest episode of On the Rise. On behalf of Armando Gonzalez, Gerardo Ramos, and our special guest today, Tyrone Spong, coming from his farm. This is Mike Feinberg. We look forward to checking out the next show. Have a great night. Stay safe. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it.